Hi everybody, it's Geordie from Geordie's Cards and I am back with episode 31 of my Shop Your Crafty Stash series, and it's a pretty quick and simple one today. Just a tall slimline card, nothing exciting about this one, but it's kind of cute anyway. So the random number generator chose out the My Favorite Things Sunflower Sweetheart stamp set. Now this is a bit of a favorite of mine. I have used it quite a bit, so it's nice to pull it out again though. I also have the Whimsy Stamps Slimline Postage die. So off camera, I went ahead and cut out that die from just some white cardstock, and I coloured and cut out my little images here. So I'm using the little girl and the two little birds from that set. I have a piece of Bristol smooth cardstock which measures 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and I'm going to do some ink blending on it today. Just some pretty basic ink blending. I have some Lawn Fawn inks here in Minty Fresh and Moonstone, and I'm pulling out my Lawn Fawn Grassy stencil. I'm just kind of figuring out how far up I want my grass to go by using that die there to help me. And then I'm going to go ahead and ink blend this green colour on it to the bottom piece. Now my stencil kept moving. I needed to hold it more carefully. But I just, these are very kind of palish colours. They're kind of almost, I would say, more in the pastel kind of spectrum of colours. But I just wanted something quite soft for the background, but I just thought that these were kind of nice and worked well with the colours that I'd used in my colouring. So moving that stencil down, I didn't actually need to have it there in place to begin with, because I'm going to start with this cloudy stencil towards the top of my slimline card base here, and going in with that Moonstone colour. This is a really pretty blue, actually. I really like it. It's kind of what I would describe as a almost, I don't know, I guess like a true blue, but it's almost got a bit of a purplish hue to it. I don't know if that makes sense. But it's really soft and it's really lovely, and I do really love this ink. And it does blend nicely onto the Bristol Smooth cardstock, these Lawn Fawn inks. I don't use them very often, but when I do, I always like them. So I'm just repeating that cloud pattern all the way down, just turning the stencil around and coming in at different angles to get different shaped clouds. And for this last one at the bottom, I'm kind of twisting my stencil around a little bit so that I don't actually go over any of the grass. And then for my last little bit, I'm going to put that grass stencil back on, so the opposite side, so that covers the grass that I've already inked on. And I'm going to just add a little bit of blue down to the bottom just to make it kind of all blend in nicely. And that is it. I'm not doing any splatter detail or anything else on this. I'm just keeping it pretty plain and simple today. So I went ahead and attached my postage frame die here on top of that ink blended panel, and you can see it leaves a kind of border all the way around. I tried to center it up as best I could. I'm not sure I got it perfect, but close enough. It's okay. And then I wanted to stamp my sentiment into the kind of the second from top compartment there. Now I did so, and I thought I'd cleaned my stamp off as I did, but I clearly hadn't, because I got a load of black ink on the frame. So I cut another frame from white cardstock, and I'm going to glue that on top. My card is therefore going to have a little bit more dimension than I initially planned. I was going to keep it quite flat today, but yeah, that kind of that kind of made me have to rethink things a little bit, and just go with the flow, roll with the punches, so to speak. So I've just cut another frame and glued that direct on top, and now I'm going to bring out my little images, and I'm going to attach them down with some foam squares, just because I do have that extra bit of height from the second frame. So I am attaching my two little birds in that very top compartment there. One that looks like he's kind of flying around, and the other one kind of looks like he's sitting on the edge of the frame. And then my little girl is going to go in the bottom two portions. So when the random number generator chose out this die and the stamp set, I kind of had a look at it, and I was just going to do like a regular kind of horizontal shaped slimline card. But my little girl was a little bit too tall, and I decided to flip it around and do it this way instead. I don't often make kind of tall slimline cards, so it was something a little bit different for me, but I thought it looked really cool in the end, and I'm kind of happy I went with this. It's something a little bit different, isn't it? So just peeling off all the backing paper from my little girl here, which always takes me an age, and I drop her, and also so I'm so clumsy. But we get there in the end, and I managed to get all that backing paper off, and I'm just going to plonk her down there in that bottom section. And then that is it, my card complete. I did think about adding some little bits of like glitter or some sequins or sparkles, but I just decided to leave it kind of plain. I kind of like it. It's clean and simple and straightforward, but I think it's really pretty, and these images are just adorable. I love them. These are by Birdie Brown, who does quite a bit of illustrating for MFT, and I always love her stamp sets. They're gorgeous. So that is it, card complete. I hope you enjoyed this one today. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Please do subscribe to my channel. I would love to see you come back and join me again. And please do feel free to leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Take care.